Insane in the membrane. We're live again.
Wind.
We are back. We fixed the wind.
Yeah.
The in, the out.
Welcome to the TV studio. Welcome to the Arthouse Spaghetti, ladies and gentlemen. My friend Radu is here.
Appreciate you. Thank you for inviting me.
What up, bro?
Yeah.
Really amazing to have you here.
Unbelievable, huh? We just did a little puff. Yeah.
Oh, you gotta know what.
I'm happy to be here. I had really very little idea of what this place would look like. Just from what you told me about the view from the place.
Mm-hmm.
This is where my imagination was kind of trying to find a solution. I was like, okay, what's gonna be there? And it's been really a surprise to see this place where we're living now. So we're back for the second part of this.
Back for the second part, bro. Actually, yeah, maybe we should think about what we want to talk about.
Could be. I mean, could require some planning, or can also just go spontaneous, or maybe have just some points, and then from there allow it to blossom.
So you said living. So I'm thinking about the concept of living. Yeah. Am I living here? Yes, obviously I'm living here. When you hear of you live there, then you think you live there. You take shower, you eat, you sleep, you do whatever you do, and you go to work. That's not what I'm doing here.
This is not what's happening here.
No. And this is a place. This is more like an eagle that is going out, flying over the land, hunting to get what he needs, and then coming back to his host to retreat, to be in silence, be in peace and create maybe some stuff that I like to create, And at the same time, this place is for people to reinvent themselves, I come here, I reinvent myself, I make art, I express, I share with the world. Big up yourself, everyone. When you get the invitation, visit Arthouse Spaghetti, and you feel like you want to create something, be sure to follow the invitation and come and experience just a beautiful days, weeks, whatever. If you somehow feel not fully satisfied with the world as it is at the state right now, let's just make a new one. Let's just come here and make a new one.
Yeah, and I actually think as I was coming here with the train, I was already, contemplating this content creation part. And I was thinking, actually, how cool that this idea is already there, that we're going, and then we just see what happens, and to enter this state of wanting to create and seeing the opportunities for it. And the space already feels like that, with the artwork on the walls, and everything is kind of has its place, and at the same time it's open for more exploration. And it's a work in progress at the same time, no? So is there a clear vision or a direction that you already see for this house?
I'm doing right now, basically, is I make paintings and I put them on the wall. Yeah. So next stage, what I can envision is like paint the wall. Yeah. So the entire wall. And that's also the next thing that's waiting. And there is the bar that I want to do. We are on. Okay, so like this, and also creating relationships with people that want to be creative and want to do stuff, and they come here like you, and
together memories.
Yeah, and create memories and just sharing the wealth,
Yeah, and then the actual house becomes a story in itself, no? With the art.
That's the idea, that the actual house becomes a story of itself, and when it's done, that also artists can come, rent the space, and just flow with their own creative process and create something for themselves.
Amazing, bro.
It's the idea, bro.
I mean, done, huh? This concept of done. What do you mean by when it's done?
I mean, it's done already, no?
Yeah, exactly. It's already done now. Done now, bro.
Yeah, it's done, kind of, but...
I mean, there's always projects to do, there's always things to change, and maybe you do something now, and then in a year you want to, this is not longer serving, it's gonna change again.
Exactly, yeah. It's only something in my mind, that's probably the perfectionism in my mind that kicks in, so when I'm totally satisfied, then it's done, But no, actually you're right, it doesn't have to be perfectionist, it is ready, so I'm gonna set up actually the Airbnb already. And if somebody wants to rent it now, at the state what it is now, it's possible to rent.
Yeah. Yeah.
So see, another project just emerged out of this conversation.
Yeah.
Look at this, fucking 8, bro.
Amazing. And the inspiration for this name? It just came one day, or you had to think about it, or how was the process? How was your process?
It was just there already.
It was there.
Yeah, the Arthouse spaghetti.
It was waiting.
I mean, the Arthouse was because it is describing pretty well what it is.
Yeah.
But then it needed some extra,
Yeah.
and that spaghetti came in.
Yeah.
Because we are in Italy.
Yeah.
We are in Italy, and everybody knows spaghetti in Italy, they belong together. Eh?
Yeah. What I thought of asking you would actually be about your own artist process, huh? To let the people know you a bit better.
It's true.
No, not much. So maybe it's like, how did you get into art? How did you even? Do you remember when you first heard this word in your life, or you first connected to this word, or your first artwork piece?
It's just playing Lego a lot.
Lego.
Yeah, I think that was the first art. Because I was building and then breaking it down and building again and breaking it down and building again. And then one point was when I was 10 years old, or 9, I was building a robot. And the robot had like obviously legs and a body and a head. Through the body, like with a elevator, you could go through the body into the head with the little Lego guy.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And then when the guy arrived in the head, then he could
control the machine.
robot. Voila.
Ale.
Yeah, and he could do that. And and I was so proud of that thing. It took some time also to figure out how to build the elevator in the belly of the robot, you know. And now looking back at it, I feel like I made Kundalini. I made like an expression of, I didn't know at the time, but I made like a Kundalini expression.
That you're just going from the chakras all the way down to the way up, and when you get to the highest level, you control your own life, basically. Or
pretty much, yeah.
You're at the button machine, you can press this button, you can press this button, and then magic happens.
Exactly.
Yeah. Kundalini at, that was what, 6, 7?
9.
9. Yeah, I like that elevator.
Yeah.
It's also like a bit of a, I think we also have this idea that there is a little man inside our head sometimes, or at least for me, I sometimes feel that there is somebody inside doing the controlling. So I like that Lego piece.
And then at 14 I started rapping. I was with a friend on the kitchen table of his grandma. Okay, we were sitting there, and I think we were playing some Super Nintendo game.
Yeah.
And after that got boring, we sat on the kitchen table, and I told the guy, well, let's rap.
Spit some bars, bro.
And he said, okay, let's do it. And from that point on, I think that we went to a place where is the youth center.
Yeah, but don't go there yet. Did you put a beat, or did you just go a cappella? How did you start?
No, we didn't rap in that moment. We just decided we want to do it.
That was the decision to start
we were on the table.
Yeah.
And I said, like, let's do rapping. And he said, like, okay, let's do it, you know. And then we went to the youth center, and then we started rapping, you know. And then from there on, it was a journey, 5 years of rapping, making music, producing albums.
The both of you?
Not only it started with the two of us, but in the end it was a lot of people.
A crew. And
it was more and more coming. And then we found the other crew, and we merged, and it was beautiful times. And then every Saturday we had a gig, and it was always full, and it was the most normal thing for me because I kind of grew up with it. And that's how I would say became the artist.
That's 5 years of rapping. What did you used to rap about?
I was telling story. I didn't write text in the beginning, so I was just freestyling. And I was telling stories that appeared in my mind, so you could say channeling kind of. And I was making jokes, and obviously I was also doing this I'm the best kind of rap style stuff. I was not too much into battling, you know. I was never like hard enough for that, you know, and I didn't want to really. It was just too rough kind of for me, but I did it also. But I was never like very good at it, you know. Sometimes I win though. Yeah.
And then you felt like 8 Mile, huh?
I didn't like 8 Mile back then.
No?
It was just coming out in the same time, the movie. And it was the American stuff was never my style because it was too Arschloch kind of.
Yeah,
It was too just too dirty, too
Painful.
rough, too unfriendly kind of. I didn't even like the Berlin stuff. That was too rough, too gangster kind of, not funny enough, not friendly enough. So I distanced myself from it. But I was basically the only one. The other ones that liked it. But there were the ones that were more on the reggae side also. So yeah, that was also my vibe. Yeah, kind of. Yeah, so that's how I went into the rap thing, and then we went also to other cities, rapping there, battling against other people, doing that and playing basketball, bro. That was the life, man.
That was the combo.
Skating also.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then we had the guy that making the beats, and our crew was 3 people, and then there were obviously a whole posse with a lot of different artists.
Oh, amazing. A 5-year career.
It was a 5-year career, bro. Yeah. And then everybody went studying, and then I said like, okay, maybe I have to become serious now, because I always never saw it as serious what I was doing. I was just playing,
Having fun.
Yeah. But now at this point I feel that's the only thing that is serious, because I feel it's needed. It's seriously needed.
Playing.
Yeah, having fun and creating and playing and creating and expressing, channeling spirit into the earth, and not just because I feel it's the counterbalance of the transactional life that we're living in. The thing that I told you yesterday was cutting the trees, just so you can pass. It's not like a communication between 2 beings. No. It's not like a spirit that wants to express itself through you in terms of giving it a form, in terms of this kind of stuff. So I really feel like this is very important to get this back. Not just, I'm hungry, here you have the food, you give me the money, transaction.
Yeah.
And then it's not about how good the food is made, it's that you are not hungry anymore, as quick as possible. No, it's about an experience. It's about you can take everything and make it an experience. You can make food, you can make a nice decoration, you can enjoy it in a way that is creative, that is expressing love and gratitude and spirit actually, by cooking. You feel in it what does to be want to be in the food and stuff, So now I feel it's important to go back to this play, take it seriously.
Yeah. The paradox of it, huh? Take the playing seriously.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I abandoned it without a thought.
Yeah.
Completely. Left it behind me without even turning back. And then I cut my hair, because I wanted to do something serious. Fucked up, bro. And then I went to do something serious, and I figured out this is complete bullshit, bro. I don't know what these people are doing. And then first thing, I want my hair back. So I let it grow again. 5 years I went without hair. And 14 I grew my hair. I started. So then from...
You mean without hair, just really short? Really short hair, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Without hair, basically.
Yeah.
There was some hair, but what is it really? And then from 20 till 25, that was it. And then I started growing it again.
Oh, it takes a long time, no?
It takes a long time, but it was not about the time. The moment I decided to let it grow again, it was done.
Yeah. Like I'm taking playing seriously from now on.
No, not really, but just the hair was the first step to get... First of all, I want the hair back. Yeah. And it was not like I understood at this moment like what the whole thing was, the playing and stuff. I just wanted the hair back, and I just knew that what I was doing in university is a bullshit. So then I opted out of it, and I decided, okay, from now on I'm just gonna follow my heart, and do this. And less trying, more doing, That was it.
Oh, wicked. You can take playing more seriously. This is also what I read in a book recently. It was also this idea to create the spaces in such a way that playing is possible, even so that even our environments usually now are not even created for playing, and our perspective anyway, not that much focused on it since we're not children anymore. So it's also about how do you create your own environment, so your home, but also the way cities are built, the way parks are made, the way the city interacts with the people. And there's so many ways also to create playing opportunities in that way. And it all starts actually in your own house, in your own mind, and then in your own living room. Like, how does the environment you live in inspire you to play, or it's all still very transactional, or
Transactional, bravo.
It all has a purpose for something very clearly, or is there space there for spontaneity or for creativity?
Yeah, I mean, and then there are like small, like simple things. No, today, for example, I put the table over there.
Yeah.
And that's also how it is usually when nobody's here. The table is there. I do stuff there. And at the moment I put the table there, you went on the floor and you massage yourself because you have the space.
Space, yeah.
Boom. So where do you play?
Where do I play? So I try to actually. For me, playing one of the very clear ways is basketball. Huh? For me, that's also play. It's being creative. It's finding solutions. It's finding connection with somebody. Like, it often happens that I have one player in the team, and the chemistry is so clear, and is just taking the piss of the game. But in playing basketball, not in the structured way, but more like how do you pass creatively? How do you shoot creatively? How do you make the unexpected move? So sports has always been a thing, basketball especially. But I try to actually integrate playing in as many parts of my life as possible, to play the game in order to find your place in the system. But even at work, there's specific rules, there's ways of doing it, and I've managed to find a way of playing with patience, like integrating play in the therapy, integrating laughter in the therapy, integrating of being in the therapy. And that has been like a huge shift for me, in the fact that I thought work was also serious, or has to be serious, will always be serious. And then when I was taking like this, then it actually did me no good. It brought me actually more into a more depressed state. But once I realized, no, I can actually play with the patients for the therapy, and seeing the effects of it on myself and on them, then the whole idea that work is serious changed.
Paradigm shift.
Yeah, paradigm shift, for sure. And everybody sees it, like other patients from other therapists see what I do, and the other therapists also see what I do, and that it's unconventional, and that it's like, what do you mean you drink coffee with your patients, That's for me already a form of play, because it's coming out of the norm of what people think therapy is.
Maybe you want to say a little bit what you do, bro?
So I work as a physiotherapist. I do not consider myself a physiotherapist, but I work under the legal name of a physiotherapist. And I did my studies in Netherlands. Junge, respect.
Enschede,
big up yourself, Twente.
Shout out to Enschede, what's up?
Big up, Netherlands was again a paradigm shift, bro. Again. Yeah, so that's what I'm doing. As a physiotherapist, I work with people of all ages, of all kinds, from everywhere. And I move, I talk, I drink coffee, I listen, I touch them. I worked the other day with a 90-year-old patient of mine. I was 1 hour in the garden. We were doing gardening work for our therapy. I mean, that was probably one of the top 5 moments of my so far career as a physiotherapist.
Wow.
That was insane.
How was that?
That was incredible. In the sun, outside, she's training, trying to get her strength back, and there's no point in, doing.
But you went
exercise.
to her house and
Yes.
then. Okay.
Yeah.
So
we
you
don't
went-
have a garden, unfortunately. This would be a next level thing to have a garden at the clinic in the future.
Yeah, but you went to her house.
Yeah.
So how did she invite you, or how was
No,
it?
there's a type of therapy that happens at home because they're not capable of coming into our clinic.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So you scheduled to go there. And
Yeah,
do therapy.
yeah. And then you have more time. You
yeah,
know,
and then you went
usually
in the
it's
garden?
pop half an hour.
Yeah.
But this I had an hour. The other week I had 1 hour and a half.
Yeah. So yeah.
Unbelievable.
So, yeah. Okay. So you went there in the house. You went in the garden, and then you did some exercise and.
No exercise.
Okay.
We did no exercise. We did gardening. There was no exercise involved. That was the whole experience. We had to firstly get the tools, what she wanted to do. So we needed to make a plan for what you want to do in the garden. She came up with the idea. I didn't. I just told her with the therapy we can make it for your daily life. No, she's 90. She has it's very clear for her what's still important in her life.
Mm-hmm.
And then we had to get the tools. They were outside in a cellar, you know, in a basement. We had to get out, walk some stairs, so that they already have exercises involved in movement. Then outside it was grass, it was not asphalt, so she already walks a bit wobbly on those things. And then you get all the tools, and the garden was at the front. You go get the stairs again, go to the other side, get to the basin, whatever that's called.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, a broom.
She took a knife, and then she was worried about her plants because the plants had little, these very slow animals.
Yeah. Slack.
Yeah, I'm not sure if it's called like that, but yeah, snails. Bro. Snail. You cannot go to Italy and not have spaghetti. Yeah.
I mean, you can, but you cannot really separate them. Right?
So these plants had little snails on them, which means there's a big snail around making snail babies. And she was
Aha.
like, we cannot let these snails on my plants because they will eat my plants, they will destroy my plants.
Sure.
So then I was holding the leaf for her, and then with the knife she was going on the snails to get them off the plant into the plastic bag.
Yeah.
It requires a lot of coordination already, and these are really small. They're not big snails, really babies, you know. I was just in awe. In this moment, I was holding a piece of a leaf, and she was going with it was so beautiful to do this. And then, you know, clean with the basin, cut some plants, pruning, you know.
Mm-hmm.
1 hour. I left from there, I felt like this was my therapy.
Beautiful.
I did therapy, she was my therapist.
Wow.
Yeah, because usually it's also very transactional. You know, you come into therapy to me and you say, I have a problem. Timo, you solve this problem for me. Money here, therapy in this direction.
Yeah.
Very transactional.
Yeah.
And I think the best therapy is always reciprocal, so that I'm not... I'm in a serving position, but I feel like in this example, for example, my life was enriched through this experience with her. She got what she needed, so she wanted to be active in the garden, but with a bit of supervision and help to be able to do those things.
Yeah.
And at the same time, I got to be outside. I got to have that experience also with her, so I got also something in return.
Win-win.
Yeah, it's a win-win, and it's
Amazing.
not come here, do this on me, press on this muscle for half an hour, and then I'm out, and there was no exchange in some way.
Yeah.
So I think that could be a new way of therapy, in which the therapist does not sacrifice himself for the good of others, but finds a way in which both parties are benefiting from the time they spend with each other.
Beautiful.
Yeah. So.
And how would you make that happen?
It's a very good question, because it doesn't work with everybody. There's certain people, certain patients that are open for it, and certain patients that are purely there for the transactional thing. They want you to do this, and I tend to put this responsibility on myself to find the Zugang, to find the entrance to this person somehow, you know, because they have a preconceived idea of what therapy is from previous experiences or from what they heard. And that they come, and I think it's in my power or in my capacity to change that through the experience.
But how?
Protocol. There is no one way.
Yeah.
It can be purely through communication. It can be through my way of being. It could be through...
How you do it?
How do I do it?
Yeah.
I'm just being myself. Yeah, I'm just being myself.
Just being yourself.
Yeah. And it doesn't always
How does
work.
it look?
How does it look?
Yes.
What exactly?
Being yourself.
Being myself. How does it look?
I mean,
think
paint
it
a
looks-
picture for me to, because I don't know. I'm not there with you when you do therapy, huh?
Yeah, yeah.
And
no.
everybody else doesn't know even less because they don't know you.
Yeah, yeah.
So how does it look being you? And what does it do to the patient?
The fact that whatever problem it is not dramatic. It's not so serious. And I think that's the first part of taking the fear out of the equation, you know, because people come with the fear that they have something very problematic, and then that already keeps them in a state of
Scarcity.
tension of fear of, oh, what could it be, you know.
Yeah.
And it's about explaining to them what the situation actually is, to bring some relief to the idea that we're gonna sort it out. So this easiness of there is a solution. Don't worry. Might take some time, but this, and to bring some humor. So I try to find the lane of humor into therapy. When I'm there, what I'm trying to actually see is analyze the person through my lenses and see where is that lane. You know, like what kind of person do I have in front of me, and what is the type of humor that could land here, the right amount at the right time to see their shoulders go down.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
And like in your private life, you know, what do you read books?
I read some books. Yeah, I would like to read more. I don't have as much time to read books. But in my private life, I just completely obsessed about health on all areas, so mental, social, physical. I'm just trying to take care of myself as well as I can. So to learn, to move, to meet amazing people, to take time for spirituality, to meditate, to really find alignment, and to bring the two extremes of like what I'm doing and what is my aspirations, to actually bring them as closely in alignment as possible. Yeah, so I think the privately, and the main word for me is health and balance, and how I bring that in all my life.